What's up guys, it's Timo here and welcome to a super excited Liverpool transfer news video, because two Italian journalists are claiming that Timo Werner is turning down a move to Bayern Munich, even though Bayern also wanted to sign him, not just Liverpool. And apparently, according to another Italian journalist, Liverpool are already in contract talks with Timo Werner, because Liverpool are willing to meet his release and pay his release clause, which is £50 million. And apparently Timo Werner will sign a long-term, probably 5-year contract at Liverpool worth £9 million a year, which is like 10 million euros a year. Let me know guys, what do you think about this news? If you enjoy the Liverpool transfer news, leave a like and let me know in the comments below. What kind of transfer strategy should Liverpool adopt this summer? Which player or which players do you really want Liverpool to sign this summer? And of course, if you enjoy these, subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news. So Fabrizio Romano, who is a very respected Italian journalist, said this: Liverpool are always working to get Timo Werner. Jurgen Klopp really strongly wants Timo Werner to be at Liverpool next season. And apparently Werner turned down Bayern Munich. This is what Timo Werner told Sport Bild recently. A challenge in a foreign league like the Premier League would appeal to me a lot more rather than a move to Bayern Munich. And apparently other clubs have also started talking to Timo Werner's agent. And Timo Werner already said that Jurgen Klopp is one of the best coaches in the world and Liverpool are one of the best and most attractive teams in the Premier League, and he would love to try himself out in the Premier League. And also, this is the biggest news, Nicolo Schira, who is another very respected Italian journalist, he's actually saying that Liverpool are in advanced talks with Timo Werner himself, and the German striker is the first choice of Jurgen Klopp for the summer transfer window. Liverpool offered Timo Werner, according to the journalist, a 5-year contract with wages of 10 million euros, bonuses included, so his base wage is probably a little bit lower. That's just a little bit under 9 million pounds with bonuses. And Liverpool are working to reach an agreement with RB Leipzig, but I think the release clause, if it's paid, then RB Leipzig doesn't really have a say in whether Timo Werner joins Liverpool or not. The biggest stumbling block in this Timo Werner to Liverpool deal is whether the Premier League will resume or whether it will be cancelled. Because if the Premier League will resume, then Liverpool gets that 55 million pound TV money that is still left for Liverpool to be paid if the season is completed and if all the games are played. But there is no certainty yet, even though all Premier League clubs are very committed to resuming and finishing the season. It's not an absolute certainty, so Liverpool can't bank on that money coming in, and that's why everybody is a little bit hesitant whether this transfer will happen or not. If the season continued and could be finished, then there is no question Liverpool would have the financial means to pull off this transfer. And I think, and it looks like Timo Werner is Jurgen Klopp's absolute #1 priority for the season. And I think rightfully so, because if next season happens, then the African Cup of Nations could happen as well, if travel restrictions are lifted before next January. And that would mean that Naby Keita, Salah and Mane would leave Liverpool for like 4 to 6 weeks in January and at the start of February to play the Africa Cup of Nations. And Liverpool would really need a fantastic backup striker in the form of Timo Werner. And not only did Timo Werner score 27 goals in 36 games for Leipzig this season, he also registered 12 assists, which makes him one of the hottest properties in world football, and Manchester United are also looking to sign him. But I think Liverpool are clear favourites. Jurgen Klopp is definitely a big fan of Timo Werner, and Timo Werner is maybe even a bigger fan of Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. And both Naby Keita and Sadio Mane, current Liverpool players, are already good friends with Timo Werner, and apparently they asked Timo Werner to move to Liverpool and to come join them previously. There is an article in the Express saying that that Naby Keita described Timo Werner as his best mate previously, and Mane thinks the RB Leipzig striker Werner would absolutely fit seamlessly perfectly into the starting 11. This is what Naby Keita said. We really played well together at Leipzig with Timo Werner. He was one of my best mates. It's clear, should he move, then I will ask Timo to join us here at Liverpool. And Mane was equally as positive about him. He said, I would advise Timo Werner to join us at Liverpool. I like his way of playing. He's very powerful. He has a very good finish, always giving 100% effort on the pitch. If he wants to join us, we would like to come him into our team at Liverpool. When it was clear that Naby would join us, I often watched Leipzig matches, and Timo Werner stood out to me. So Mane, even though he hasn't played with Werner previously, because I think Mane was at Red Bull Salzburg, and after that he joined Southampton, and then later he joined Liverpool. He has good ties with RB Leipzig, because Naby Keita used to play with Mane at Salzburg, and then Naby Keita went to Leipzig and he became good friends with Timo Werner, and then Naby Keita joined Liverpool, so there is a personal connection there. And I think it looks like Mane, who watched Leipzig games, also thinks that Timo Werner was very impressive at that time. And Timo Werner's attributes fit Liverpool perfectly. He's very quick, he's versatile, he can play on both sides of the wing, he can play up front, he can play as a false 9. Nagelsmann said that he deployed Werner in the false 9 position just to make him learn that position and get an even bigger and better football education. And of course the biggest that he scores a bucket load of goals, and he's only just 23 years old. So Liverpool could have him for the next 5, 6, 7 years, and our long-term number 9 main striker could be Timo Werner after Firmino is maybe starting to decline, and we could sell Firmino in 2 or 3 years. I don't want Firmino to be sold right now. I think he still has at least a good 3 years at the absolute top of European football. But after that, Timo Werner could take over that mantle, and in that 2 or 3 years, Timo Werner could really learn the way he should play in a Jurgen Klopp team, a Jurgen Klopp system, and also he could get integrated into this great Liverpool team. Because we shouldn't arrive at a scenario where Liverpool have to replace the same front three that is currently one of the most feared front lines of world football. Liverpool shouldn't arrive at a point where we have to replace all 3 of them at the same time. We should gradually bring in players every year who could long-term replace Mane, Salah and Firmino. I really hope that it's still a good 2 or 3 years away. And there was also a hilarious thing. Sky Sports posted a picture on their Instagram feed saying, Mohamed Salah, keep or sell, what should Liverpool do? And Salah just commented under that Instagram picture with a laughing out loud crying emoji, which clearly states that Mohamed Salah thinks it's an absolute joke that even Sky Sports suggests that Liverpool should even think about selling Mohamed Salah, because since joining Liverpool, Salah has comparable numbers to Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Salah has the most goals and the most assists combined in the Premier League in all his seasons. He was the top scorer 2 seasons in a row, remember, in the Premier League. And yes, in the second season of Salah, he was the top scorer, joint top with Aubameyang and Sadio Mane. But still, it's a fact that Salah was the top scorer 2 seasons in a row, and he was on course to finish close to the top scorers chart again near the top this season as well, before the season was suspended. So for Sky Sports to try to unsettle Salah and just post these articles about should Liverpool sell or keep Salah, it's absolute nonsense, and they deleted the picture actually after Salah commented with that laughing emoji. So that is a pretty big giveaway that it wasn't the smartest idea. Also, the English Football League released a statement that they are cancelling the under-23s, the under-18s and all like youth level football for this season, but there is still a very big willingness from all first team Premier League clubs, first team squads to complete the season, so there is nothing to worry about there. And I think it just gives more clarity for games that are not as important, like the under 23 games, like the under 18 games. I mean, they are important in terms of developing the young players, but in this global health crisis they are not as important as the Premier League games. So those seasons, those leagues have been cancelled, which is a shame, but it's pretty understandable because nothing really big is riding on those leagues, so it's better to just stay safe and cancel those. And Jamie Carragher has given immense credit to both Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool for the fact that Liverpool don't need to spend hundreds of millions of pounds to keep up the level of Liverpool in the next 2 or 3 years, because of the emergence of great young talent like Curtis Jones, like Harvey Elliott, like Neco Williams and other young players. And this is what Jamie Carragher said. It's a credit not just to the Liverpool Academy, but to Jurgen Klopp himself. Liverpool won the FA Youth Cup 2 years on the bounce in 2006, 2007, and very few of those players went on to have great Liverpool careers, because Rafa Benitez at the time had some problems with Steve Highway, and there was no way they were going to have the chance that Jurgen Klopp has given these young Liverpool players. They haven't had great exposure in Rafa Benitez's years, but they have in Jurgen Klopp's years. He continuously have given young players a chance to showcase their talents, and they played in big games. The biggest one, the FA Cup game against Everton, where Curtis Jones made a big name for himself, scoring the winning goal. And it was an absolute stunner, world-class goal that even the biggest players like Messi and Ronaldo would be proud of. And Carragher continued, they are not all going to come through, the young players, of course not, but 2 or 3 could become really good squad players at the very least. Neco Williams, in my eyes, he should already be a backup for Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. I don't want to see Joe Gomez moving to right back, because I've been in that situation myself as a centre back, and you don't want to be keep moving position. Would you go and buy backup for Trent given the performances Neco Williams has shown? It could be the case at left back with Adam Lewis and Yasser Larouci. People are talking about the need for a creative midfielder, but Curtis Jones has come through now as well. My personal opinion, I think we should buy a backup left back and put Neco Williams as the right back for Trent Alexander-Arnold, because I think he's good enough to be a backup. But at left back, Lewis or Larouci, I don't think they are as promising or as good as Neco Williams, and though I think we need at least one good backup left back. We can't be relying on James Milner next season at 33, 34 years old to be a backup left back long term. And Carragher also said this, I don't think Liverpool needs too much really. They need a top attacker, if I'm being honest. They need a better Divock Origi. With the front three getting close to 28, 29, you might get another 18 months, 2 years at their top performance level. But it won't be another 3 or 4 years with this front three, and the club has to be ready for that. The old Liverpool play was to bring someone in before the players went over the hill. They would benefit from the kind of attacker who would make people think one of the usual front three aren't being hugely missed when they come in. We haven't seen enough of Takumi Minamino yet, who I think can add something, but I think he will be more a replacement for Adam Lallana or Xherdan Shaqiri. They both might leave. Although there are those younger options, there's a need for a left back if James Milner isn't going to keep playing there as cover for Andy Robertson at his age. And I think this perfectly sums up the situation around Liverpool, that we don't need too many players, maybe a young left back. And as I said, I think one attacker is absolutely crucial. But other than that, I would just promote the youngsters. I would give Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott more playing time, and I would sell probably Lallana, Shaqiri, maybe Lovren, Divock Origi, depending on, of course, the situation in the summer. If Liverpool are in a financial trouble, maybe we should just keep our players for 1 more year and just ride it out and see what happens long term with the Premier League. And Brendan Rodgers, the former Liverpool manager, said this about the current Liverpool team. They have been consistently the best team in the Premier League, Liverpool. The level that they have been playing at, the quality, they have just been absolutely fantastic. So it would be an absolute shame if Liverpool don't get the chance to lift the title. They have been waiting so long. They are deserving of it. But Jurgen Klopp will be like everyone, hoping that we can get back playing, but obviously in a safe environment. It just wasn't to be for us when I was a Liverpool manager. And of course you have moments where you think back to that season. We were so close. It would have been brilliant for us to have done it, but it wasn't to be, so you just have to move on. I think you can sense that Brendan Rodgers always feels like a what if feeling, because he would have been forever a legend at Liverpool had he won that title in that famous season where we went 11 games winning in a row, and that felt incredible. But this season we almost broke Manchester City's record, and we went like winning something like 19 or 20 games in a row, something crazy like that. It just shows that football can work in mysterious ways. We were absolutely devastated when we didn't win the title, and that team fell apart. Gerrard went to LA Galaxy, Luis Suarez left for Barcelona. But because of that failure of a season, it ultimately led to Brendan Rodgers getting sacked one more year later, and that led to Jurgen Klopp coming to Liverpool. And if Jurgen Klopp didn't join Liverpool at that time, we wouldn't be Champions League winners right now. We wouldn't be the best team in the world officially right now. We wouldn't be European Super Cup winners. We wouldn't be like this close to being crowned Premier League champions. So football works in funny and mysterious ways. While I was devastated at the time, if somebody told me that Jurgen Klopp would come in and he would bring this incredible journey to Liverpool fans in the next 5 years, I would have said, that's a great deal, sign me up for it. And Roy Evans, another former Liverpool manager, said this about the current Liverpool team: when you are top of the league, you have to make sure that you keep dominating, keep bringing in players who are able to keep you in that position at the top. And I think this Liverpool team and also this Liverpool organization has the qualities to bring in players while we are on top, and not wait for Salah, Mane or Firmino to decline massively and then try to replace them. I think the perfect time to replace or to get the backup of these players is in the next 2 years, while Liverpool are still on top and while Liverpool are this incredibly attractive club. I mean, we can go for virtually any world-class player in the world. Almost we can pursue any world-class player in the world that we really want if we can financially afford it. And I think that this is a very exciting time for Liverpool fans. I just hope that we can resume the Premier League in June or July and enjoy watching football again. Up until that time, I will try to keep you as updated as possible on all Liverpool things on this channel. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you guys. Goodbye.